the Syrian Arab Republic, His Excellency Mr. Bashar Jafar, Rapporteur of the Special Committee on the Situation with regard to the implementation of the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and People, to introduce the report of the Special Committee as contained in the document A/71/23. I give you the floor, Excellency.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. And congratulations on your assumption to this very important chairmanship. Mr. Chairman, at the outset, allow me to congratulate you again on behalf of the Special Committee on the situation with regard to the implementation of the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples, the Special Committee, or C24, on your election as Chair of the Fourth Committee of the 71st Session of the General Assembly. I shall like to express our full confidence that under your able guidance, the work of the committee will be productive and successful. Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, as rapporteur of the Special Committee on Decolonization, I have the honor and the privilege to introduce the report of the committee on its work during the year 2016. The report of the Special Committee is contained in document A/71/23 and comprises 13 chapters and 2 annexes. Chapters 1 to 12 of the report contain detailed information on the activities of the committee with respect to the items on its agenda. The recommendations of the committee in the form of draft resolutions are presented in Chapter 13. The list of documents of the Special Committee in 2016 can be found in Annex 1. The report of the 2016 Pacific Regional Seminar on the implementation of the Third International Decade for the Eradication of Colonialism, held in Managua, Nicaragua, can be found in Annex 2. Chapters 2 to 7 focus on specific themes such as the Third International Decade for the eradication of colonialism, dissemination of information on decolonization, the question of sending visiting and special missions to the non-self-governing territories, economic and other activities which affect the interests of the peoples of the territories, the work of specialized agencies and international institutions associated with the United Nations benefiting the territories, and the information transmitted by administering powers under Article 73E of the Charter. The questions of Gibraltar and of Western Sahara are presented in Chapter 8. Chapter 9 addresses the C24th consideration of the question of New Caledonia and French Polynesia. Chapter 10 addresses the Special Committee's consideration of the question of American Samoa, Anguilla, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Guam, Montserrat, Pitcairn, St. Helena, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the United States Virgin Islands. In its consideration of these territories, the Special Committee took into account the decision reached in 2015 to address the respective territories concerned under independent resolutions starting from its 2016 session, in order to ensure that adequate time and attention were devoted to each territory and to accord them dignity. Chapters 11 and 12 address the consideration by the Special Committee of the questions of Tokelau and of the Falkland Islands, Malvinas, respectively. The recommendations of the committee in the form of draft resolutions are presented in Chapter 13 of the report, including individual resolutions on all territories previously addressed under the Omnibus Resolution. In view of recent developments in some of the territories, I would like to bring to your attention the need to update some of the draft resolutions contained in Chapter 13 in order to reflect these developments. The revisions affect the following territories. In New Caledonia, draft resolution 18, insert a new 12th preambular paragraph to read as follows. I quote, noting the admission of New Caledonia as full member of the Pacific Islands Forum at the 47th Pacific Islands Forum, convened in Pohnpei, Federated States of Micronesia from 8 to 10 September 2016, unquote. French Polynesia, draft resolution 19. Insert a new 16th preambular paragraph to read as follows. I quote, noting the admission of French Polynesia as full member of the Pacific Islands Forum at the 47th Pacific Islands Forum, convened in Pohnpei, Federated States of Micronesia from 8 to 10 September 2016, end quote. Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, during its substantive session in June 2016, the Special Committee continued to analyze developments in the 17 territories guided by the principles set out by the Charter of the United Nations, relevant resolutions and the goals of the Third International Decade for the eradication of colonialism, reaffirming the vital role that the committee plays in advancing the decolonization agenda. The Special Committee also held its Pacific Regional Seminar, graciously hosted for a second year in a row by the people and government of Nicaragua. The seminar focused on the commitments and actions for decolonization in the non-self-governing territories. Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, I would like to thank members of the Fourth Committee for their resolute support for the cause of decolonization, which remains one of the priorities of the United Nations, as well as for the Special Committee's efforts in fulfillment of its mandate. I would also like to express the Special Committee's gratitude to the Secretary General, His Excellency, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, for his support and that of the Secretariat, particularly the staff in the Departments of Political Affairs, General Assembly, and Conference Management, Public Information, as well as many others, in carrying out the United Nations work on decolonization. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the rapporteur of the Special Committee for his statement. Thank you, Excellency.